Welcome to Trish Polish. I'm Trish, and my goal is to swatch as much of the nail polish in Japan as I possibly can. If that sounds like something you'd also be interested in, please consider subscribing. If not, that's okay too. It's still nice to see you. Today we are going to continue right along with the last 5 polishes in Cinnamoroll's line from the Hello Kitty and Daiso 100 nail polish line. I explained more about this line in my last couple of videos, so if you're interested in that, be sure you check those out. I'll put a link to my previous video up in the cards somewhere. After the swatches, I'll go into a little bit more detail about this particular line of polishes, as well as my thoughts on Cinnamoroll's 10 polishes. Spoiler alert, I freaking love them. So let's get into today's swatches.
First up today, we have the shade Larimar Blue. This is a really pretty pale aqua with a, you guessed it, silver shimmer. But I gotta say, the shimmer was definitely more prominent in the bottle than it was on the nail. Going in here with the first coat, I wasn't expecting this to be really super opaque here in the first coat, so I wasn't surprised when it was actually really sheer. Nonetheless though, this color is really beautiful and refreshing. I found that it did go on a little bit streaky, but that's okay because I figured I could even out some of the patchiness in my second coat, and I was right. I feel like if I would have had better application, I could have gotten better coverage out of this one, but I didn't, so I didn't. So I had to Google what the word Larimar meant because I'd never actually heard it before, and I found out that it is a rare blue stone that is only found in the Dominican Republic. Looking back at the footage now, I probably should have gone back in for a third coat because I still see a little patchiness, but that's okay. It's really beautiful either way. And if you look closely, you can see a beautiful subtle silver shimmer. That was a lot of S's. In the swatch photos, you will see 2 coats of Larimar Blue and a top coat. Next up, we have the shade Smoky Blue, which to me looks more like a periwinkle blue than a smoky blue, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure it's the same color as Cinnamoroll's eyes. Completely blown away by the coverage here in this first coat. I was not expecting that. Though to be honest, considering some of the blues that came before this one, I really shouldn't be surprised because they all had amazing coverage. This formula was so smooth and super easy to work with. I had no problems getting it on my nails. That being said, I did go back in for a second coat to brighten up the color even more and cover just a little bit of the patchiness. I'm really excited to wear this one. I think it is the perfect background for some little clouds. What do you think? It dries down super glossy, but considering this polish is only $1, I would probably wear a top coat anyway just to make sure it stayed on for longer than a day. In the swatch photos, you will see 2 coats of Smoky Blue and a glossy top coat. Moving right along, we have the shade Valley Mist. This one is a really beautiful sheer taupe with a red to pink shifting shimmer. It is so pretty. Again, really not surprised with the super sheer first coat here. It was almost like I was just putting a clear top coat on my nails. I couldn't see it at all. I was a little sad about that at first, but then I remembered these really sheer polishes, the more you layer them, the more the shimmer comes out. So I was at this point, looking forward to 3 coats, if that makes sense. Because this one is definitely a 3-coat polish. As far as the formula goes, I had 0 problems there. It goes on really nicely. It's just hard to see. To be honest, this one was so sheer, I was worried that it wouldn't even be there in 3 coats, but it was. I might have put more polish on my brush than necessary, but I really feel like it brought this color out. Look how pretty it is in 3 coats. It's definitely understated, but it's still very pretty. And it's just one of those polishes that you're not going to get fully opaque, and I'm okay with that. The shimmers do show up really well though. It has that lit from within look. Like a taupe colored opal. I don't know, there's something to be said for subtlety here. I think it's really pretty. In the swatch photos, you will see 3 coats of Valley Mist and a glossy top coat. Next up is the shade Pale Greige. I really like the name for this one. I feel like it's a perfect explanation of the color because it is really just a pale gray beige. Actually, you know what? It looks like milk tea. No surprises here, super sheer on the first coat, but still has more coverage than Valley Mist. I don't know, I'm just really liking these taupe colors. It was almost where I wanted it in 2 coats, but you can still see a lot of visible nail line on my ring finger and middle finger, so I decided to go back in with a third to see if I could cover that up just a little bit more. And that was a good choice because look how squishy and pretty this looks now. This is definitely a cooler tone color, and I don't usually gravitate towards those, but there's just something about this polish that I really am into. It's really pretty. Subtle, basic, maybe a a little bit boring, but so pretty. And it really does look like milk tea. Call me crazy, but I'm really into this color. In the swatch photo, you will see 3 coats of pale Greige with a top coat. And last but not least, we have the shade Dark Navy. This one is a navy jelly. There was a similar color in the first review that I did of this brand. I will link it up in the cards for you if you are interested. Honestly, I think the formula on this one is better. It's definitely not the same. I felt like this one went on a lot smoother. I mean, it's still super sheer in the first coat, but it's purposefully super sheer. Like, I'm pretty sure this is a jelly. Like, I don't think it's trying to be a creme polish. Going back in with a second coat, I was able to cover all of my visible nail line and really bring out that deep, dark navy blue color. It's such a squishy navy. It's so squishy. I mean, I continue to be impressed with the formula on these polishes, but honestly, I think it's just a really good brand. Like, I think I've done enough of these that at this point I can say that this is just a really well-made brand, especially for the price point. In the swatch photos, you will see 2 coats of dark navy and a top coat.
So what do you think? Which one was your favorite? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Okay, so for me, there was not a green to choose from this time, so I'm going to go a little out of my comfort zone, or a little out of my box, and I'm going to say that pale Greige was my favorite. I know. It might be the most understated in the group, and it might be considered just a little boring. But, hear me out. That's exactly why I like it. There may be a time when having a really loud or sparkly nail color is considered inappropriate, especially in Japan, and this color is perfect for those times. I explain a little bit more about Japan and nail culture in this video here, so if you're interested in that, please feel free to check it out. Basically, there are a lot of rules here for appropriate dress code, so that extends from your hair to your makeup, down to your nails and your jewelry as well. So I think it's really important to keep like a neutral kind of shade to fall back on in those times where you know that you can't have a loud color on your fingernails. I don't know. And honestly, I just really like the way the color looked on me. A little bit more information about the brand. They do come in tiny 5ml bottles. They are available at Daiso stores nationwide in Japan. They are 100 yen or about $1 and the ingredients are a mystery. Now, I did notice that on the side of the cap there are little tiny words that are actually the ingredients. So I guess it's not really a mystery, but I still don't know chemical Japanese, so I guess I could Google it. I don't know. Anyway, before I forget, the next character for the next set of 10, so 21 through 30, is going to be Pom Pom Pudding, which is just really fun to say. So that's going to be all from me today. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job. And if you'd like to hang out and talk more about nail polish, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and y'all have a good week.